Stamps-N-Lingers. I'm just signing in a little early today because once again, I don't even know what YouTube is doing. So I am trying to get everything set up so that we're all on the same sheet of music. And by same sheet of music, I mean so that I can see your comments because I know you're out there and I know you're going to make them. And I don't want to miss them because I'm watching the wrong thing. So there we go. It looks like it is 9 o'clock. Hey, Rosie, appreciate you coming. I've got everything set up. YouTube is still being weird, but apparently I'm starting to adjust. So now that I have adjusted to this iteration, the next time I sign in, they'll be different again. All right. Hey, Judy. Hi, Myra. Hi, Jeanne, Melissa, Tracy, Sherry. Appreciate you guys coming. Hey, Karen and Carol. Appreciate you guys being here. Okay, so this little card tonight is featuring the Otterly Amazing bundle with the cute little die set and the adorable otters. And these are online exclusive, so you're not going to see them anywhere in a catalog. They're only in the online exclusive section of the online store. And I'm also using Stylish Shapes, which is in fact in a catalog and is something that you should have if you don't have it. And I'm also using several different flavors of the Otterly Adorable DSP, which is so stinking cute, it's not even funny. So you've got otters on one side and fish on the other. And you've got some otters here. This one looks like a scene, so you could cut this up into card fronts and have a little scene and just put a sentiment. And then you've got some river rock. Now, a couple of these, this little guy right here, this little guy right here will cut out with the coordinating die set, which is something I really love. A little bit of balmy blue water. And then I actually used this image, which also is cut with one of the dies in the set. So I love when that happens. But here are some others. And I will tell you, any of these would really be pretty simple to cut out with your scissors if you wanted to fussy cut them. We got a little gray granite is the neutral color, and then some more seaweed, seagrasses, and then the pool party. And I've used this one as well. So this is very pretty paper, also an online exclusive. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. This will all be on my blog to Molly, and you do not even need to take any notes or nothing. All right, I know, Melissa, it's hard to get ready and cut into it, but it's really, really cute. Hey, Tina, I'm so glad you made it. Oh yeah, Linda, the animals we have are really darling. All right, so this could be a Valentine's card, a Galentine's card. It could be a thank you card. It could just be a, hey, I think you're pretty awesome. Otterly so, as it turns out. And whichever way you'd like to use it. So I've also got my envelope there. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing I'm going to do actually is go off screen, and I'm going to see why that doesn't look right. That does not look right at all. Look at that. And I'm already starting. I think I've got my mat too wide. Too wide. Yes, indeed. Let me cut a 1/4 inch off of that right quick like a bunny. And then it ought to look a lot more like it's supposed to look. I'm not going to lie, I was hurrying to cut these because we were watching Strange New Worlds. I am a Trekkie, in case you didn't know it, but original Trekkie. I'm not new generation or next generation or whatever it is. I'm a Kirk girl, Pike girl. Okay, so what we're going to do is one of the dies in the set, when you apply it to your card stock or your DSP, it cuts out a little school of fishes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece, this die right here, and I'm going to cut out in this corner. Okay, so wait one, I'll be right back. And I'm going to probably do this one more time, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, I hope you guys are having a good weekend. We have rain here, but at least it's warm. It's only been down in like the 50s, so it's only going to be 51 overnight, which means we opened the barn back up. But Monk and Columbo, there you go. I liked Monk. I was never a huge Columbo fan. All right, so I'm just going to get rid of those little fishes and we'll keep that available. Now, when you mat this on its pretty pink, There's no way on God's green earth is this pretty pink. How about pretty peacock? When you use your liquid glue to adhere this to a pretty peacock card front, what you will get is pretty peacock fishes swimming across the bottom of the panel. Isn't that cute? Now look at the difference. And I'm going to I'm not going to do this until the end. Okay, so you'll have time to decide. Do you want to see the version where I leave the pretty peacock fishes showing, or do you want me to fill them in with the glimmer paper? Okay, you don't have to answer yet. Just be ready for an answer as we get a little closer. We've got a little bit of work to do before we get to that point. Okay, now I have used from the Stylish Shapes, I've used 2 square dies. I've used the next to smallest, this one, and the second from the largest. Okay, so the middle die, if you will, to cut squares out. I used the next to smallest to cut 2 pieces of the DSP that are, they've got some seaweed and some little gold fishes. And I'm not going to adhere them quite yet, but that's where they're going to go. Before I do that, I want to put my little strip on, all right, because that's going to kind of tell me where those 2 squares go. So I've got another piece with a bunch of little fishes on it, and I'm going to adhere this to a strip of pretty peacock cardstock. And they're both 5 1/4 inches long. So the DSP is a 1/2 inch wide and the mat is 5/8 inch, but they're both 5 1/4. So there's no edge showing on the top. And then I'm going to take that and adhere it with a bit of little, whoop, whoop, whoop. My fingers just said, nope, not doing our jobs today. Nope, you can't make us. So I'll just use a little bit of liquid glue and adhere that right about there. Making sure I get the top and bottom aligned and get it kind of straightish. Oops, stop it. There we go. All right. Now that means I've got my space here so I can start to adhere my little guys. All right. So let's do that. All right. Right then. Now remember, just don't forget to put them up as little diamonds, okay? And you kind of want them to be kind of straight like that. All right. Hey, Shirley, I'm glad you're here. Hi, Marva. Yeah, Tina, we've got rain. It's been raining here it was raining this morning and then it just kind of stayed gloomy. And then I guess we're going to get another winter blast. The same one that's going to make the inauguration very burly enough to go inside, which I think was a good call. All right, so those are on. And now using that next larger die, I cut a piece of the DSP. You can see the back has those otters that you can cut out. This one is in Balmy Blue. And then, as I mentioned, I used the dies in the set. It's this die right here to cut out this DSP image. Is that not so cute? All right. And what I did is I've got the little grasses guy, the little grasses image here. And I'm going to stamp him a couple, 3 times over the top of the otters. Can you see him right there? And those are in Old Olive and Garden Green. So I just kind of set the otters in place so I kind of know I want to have my grasses up here. And we'll start with some Old Olive. And all you got to really kind of do is say, okay, we're going to put it right about there. It's not like really hypercritical that it be exactly perfect. So what I did is I did 3 in Old Olive and then cleaned off the stamp. And then I'll do a couple more in Garden Green. Okay, so I'm going to split the difference there. And then I'll do a Garden Green and a Garden Green like that. Alrighty. So that's it. Okay. Hey, Lenny. Appreciate you coming. All right. Who is Monk? Oh, Tara, you're so young. Monk is kind of it. Okay, it's an older. It is older. There's no doubt. It is definitely an older show. But he was a like OCD kind of compulsive, but really hyper brilliant detective consultant for the police department. He was really, really smart. But he was quirky. All right, so I've just used a little liquid glue and I'm going to adhere that over the top there. And then I'll do some dimensionals on the back of my otters. Need rain so bad so far this year. Yeah, ants, yeah, we get the ants too when it gets really dry. I won't kid you. Every year I get all excited to plant my garden and then I do it. And then about midsummer, I'm all pissy about the silly fire ants. See, because we get fire ants. Do you get fire ants or regular ants? Couldn't you use the die to cut a mask and stamp over it for the grass? You could, but you're gonna get a little bit of a halo. So I would say it's maybe not that critical. If you were really, really concerned about where the grasses were going to be, you could surely do that. But I just don't think you need to do that. Especially given that you would see a halo. Right now, that grass is going to be right behind them, and it's going to be kind of perfect. Now, when you do this, I would go ahead and set your card front on your card base like that, so that you know where it all goes. And then you can see that the grasses on the die cut could extend a little bit, and that's okay. And we're going to do like that and leave that be. So then I'm going to get a piece of basic white that I did not cut out because I'm a goofy goofus. And let me go ahead and stamp my sentiment on this piece of white. Elizabeth is very much like Columbo and Monk, but you know where the other one? There's one called High Potential. High Potential, and it's really good, really, really good. I like Elizabeth a lot. Remember, she was a spinoff from oh gosh, the lawyer one from quite a long time ago. The Good Wife. Elizabeth was a spinoff from The Good Wife. But if you haven't seen High Potential, you should definitely watch that. Elizabeth is super funny. All right. Now, I'm going to take my die from Stylish Shapes and cut out our sentiment. Yes, I had every intention of doing this beforehand, but I did not, so it is what it is. So I'm just cutting this out, centering the sentiment in the die. Sometimes I'll fudge the die a little bit with the sentiment so that I can put a bow or something over it. But for once, I did not use a bow anywhere. Not anywhere. There's not a bow anywhere on this card. Not even one. All right. So here we go. Now, get ready. Oh, Will Trent. Claire, this season, they had him, he was gone because it was kind of traumatic at the end of the season. And he came back with a beard. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Will Trent with a beard. Oof. Oof. Be still my heart because he is gorgeous. Okay, we're going to use a little bit of liquid glue on the die cut right there to get our sentiment going. 60s, colder than that. I know it's colder elsewhere, but it's colder than I know. Don't even, Tara Carpenter. You are not that non-pop culture-ish. Monk, I get. Will Trent, If you haven't watched Will Trent, then you are denying yourself a very good show with, yes. Okay, so I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to let it go ahead and extend past the edge of my card mat, but not past the edge of my card base. All right. And then now that I know where it's going to be, I'm going to slide a dimensional or two underneath there just to support those little edges. Right. So like right there. All right. we're here at the time. Do you want me? I'll show you the model. I'll show you the sample in just a second. Hang on. Okay. So there's that. Now, while I'm putting my adhesive, where do I find Will Trent? He's on. I know, Charlotte. I was like, no, leave the beard. Leave the beard, please. But he did not. He couldn't hear me, apparently, as he was already shaved, and I was like, no. Okay, you guys need to look it up. The name of the show is Will Trent. It's Will Trent. It's very good. Very good. You'll enjoy it. All right, so now while I am putting my adhesive hearts on, decide, do you want me to leave Pretty Peacock or do the shiny fishes? That is the question for you. All right, it is, I think y'all got together ahead of time and were like conspiring. That's what I think. I'm going to put a heart right there, and then I'm going to put some little ones, and I'm kind of making them a little bit like bubbles. I don't know why I started talking like a valley girl right there. I have no idea, but I did for some unknown reason. And I'm really just using mediums and littles, not that full-size ginormous one. Okay, so I've got 5 up here and then 1 on the sentiment. All right, so what are we doing? Leave Pretty Peacock? Okay, you guys are good with that? Good, okay. If you want to know how I did it, I used that same die again and cut out from the end of a pastel ombre glimmer specialty paper. This is in Lemon Lime Twist. And I just took those little die cuts out and I adhered them in the gaps. So you can do either way, either with your Lemon Lime Twist fishies or your Pretty Peacock. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and get the inside of our card since our outside is done. And I am going to stamp a second sentiment from Otterly Amazing. I don't think your 6th grade teacher and Will Trent are related. I don't. Okay. We're going to go, you're Otterly Amazing. I'm going to put that in the center of my panel, like so. And then I'll close that so I don't stick my grass in the wrong spot. And I'm going to clean this off because I think I just opened the old olive pad and I last used garden green. Okay, so down in the corner, I'm going to stamp the grasses once, twice, 3 times a lady. And while I've got that out, let me get the envelope going so I can minimize the number of times that I am cleaning my stamp. All right, I'm going to close up our old olive. Yes, and he's on regular TV as well if you have regular. I don't know if he's CBS maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, and then I'll just do one time kind of splitting the difference in garden green. Like that. And then I thought it was fun to put a little school of fishes in Lemon Lime Twist. Yes, it's a current show. Yes, yes. Will Trent is very different from High Potential, but they're both very, very good. All right. Then I've got this little school of fish. Gosh, that is one dirty block. Got the little school of fish, and I'm going to stamp them. It's not going to be the whole school, just part of the school. Okay, I'm just stamping them right over the top of the grasses. Okay, so some of them are going to be behind the grasses. And I'll do the same on the envelope flap. And there we go. All right, now let's go ahead and assemble our card. We'll put our innards in. Inner liner goes in with a little liquid glue. Well, old or young, Will Trent and High Potential are right now. Monk is old. Definitely you're going to need to see him in reruns. Sadly, they discontinued him. And I'm going to put a heart on there too because I like them and I can. And they're very, very flat, so they're really good for inside embellishments. I like to embellish on the inside, but sometimes they can be too thick, right? All right, now somewhere here is my dimensional sheet. I think this is a leftover sheet from a paper pumpkin, not sure. Okay. But I thought I'd use it up. You know me, waste not, never run out of dimensionals. There we go. And some little pieces. Oh, there's one more little piece. Nope, didn't cut that. Okay, here we go. Now y'all are being silly. You're competing to see who's the oldest. Goodness. Okay. All right. Get these off. They all off? Yeah. Put that on right side up. Let's do that, Mary. Let's do that, Mary. Let's do right side up, Mary. There we go. And then I've got some more of this school. Okay, y'all killing me. Don't worry about how old you are. Just go watch the shows. They're fun. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to put this little school of fishes on there. The fish are kind of the common theme across the front and the inside of the card. Okay, here we go. All right, and there you go. So here's two versions of the card. One with shimmery, glimmery fish, and one without. So you can do so many things. You could even, there's a bubbles die cut die that does the same thing. You could do that in this upper top corner if you like that look, or leave it just like it is. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope you have a great rest of your weekend and that it does not get too cold too fast. At least go slow enough that you can adapt and be ready for it, okay? All right, guys, I appreciate you. You have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.